Revolutionize your marketing.
Welcome, everybody, to the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name is Emily Gomer, and I am a podcast engineer here. I'm excited to bring you another episode of Revolutionize Your Marketing with Mill City Marketing with John Petros and Mill City Marketing. I've been doing it for the last few months here, and as the title suggests, it's all about marketing you and your organization and promotion of your organization and revolutionizing the way you do that and so on. But I guess with nothing further to do, bring in John here to kick us off. Our great guest today. But welcome, John.
Hello, Emily, and thank you for what you do here at this podcast. Yeah, hello, everybody. Thanks for watching or joining in or viewing from YouTube later on, or any of the other platforms that it's live streamed on. I have a guest today who I had a lovely conversation with a couple months ago. I was so interested in talking with her that I asked her to come on and be a guest. Her name is Janelle Villiers. So come on in, Janelle. How are we doing tonight?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much, John, for inviting me to be on your podcast. I'm excited to be here and I'm excited to have a conversation.
Let's start off by letting people know where you're from, who you are, and how you got to where you are.
Sure. So, hi, everyone. My name is Janelle Villiers. I am a CEO and founder of Janelle Villiers Partnerships. I am a book writing coach. I'm an author and public speaker. It has been a journey to get here. I am also a former professor, and that former is very recent, but that's kind of like all my titles. And I would say that my journey began during COVID, which I think for many people have a very similar experience where they just felt like, okay, everything just stopped and slowed down and you had time to think and really reflect on your life and things that are going on. That was me too. I had some individuals in my life who were very much into personal development, and they were doing a lot of affirmations, right? And it just seemed like everybody around me was doing affirmations, and they seemed to be working. And I was like, oh yeah, I should get on this too. You know, I should do these things too. And so I'd get in front of the mirror and I'd be like, I'm beautiful, I'm enough, I'm worthy, I'm lovable, all the things. But in the back of my mind, I was like, no, this is a lie. This isn't working. And so
All true statements.
all things. But internally, I wasn't believing it at all. And so I was like, these aren't working. The affirmations really aren't working for me. And why is that? And so that led me into doing some research that led me into this notion of shame-based thinking. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is what's going on for me. Why aren't more people talking about this? So really quickly, the difference between guilt and shame is guilt is, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Shame is, I'm sorry, I am a mistake. And when you think, I am a mistake, I am unlovable, I am unworthy, that will disrupt all sorts of relationships that you have, whether that's business relationships, that's personal or intimate relationships, everything, right? And so that led me to writing my book. Title, I Slept with a Married Man, Am I Still a Good Person? And yes, it is about my my story. That's the first thing people ask me, is this about you? And it is. And it's about how when you have shame-based thinking, that will lead you to making really disruptive decisions, like what I talk about in my book. And where does that come from? Where do those thoughts come from? And part two of the book are what are some tools, what are some exercises we can do to help us gain resiliency to bounce back from that type of thinking? And so we can just live better, healthier lives, mentally healthy lives. And it's been amazing. I had a lot of people telling me, including my family, do not write this book. It's going to ruin your career. No one's going to want to work with you. It's going to be awful. But I just had this calling, like, nope, this is what I'm supposed to do. Somebody, even if it's just one person, there's somebody out there who needs to read my story and can get help from it. And so went on to launch, did 3 book tours in New York City, Fort Lauderdale, Chicago. I've been interviewed on several different podcasts, 2 different TV shows, a radio show. Like, it's been amazing and super fulfilling. And I've had courageous conversations with people. And then what I didn't expect was that people were like pulling me to the side and they were like, so how did you write a book? And how did you market it? And how did that whole thing work out? And I was like, oh, well, I can teach this to you. And so that's what led me into the coaching part. And so helping people get these amazing stories that they have in their head that just seem all jumbled up out of their head and onto paper. So that way they can publish and impact the people they've been called to impact. But that's basically a little bit about my story, my come from, and how I got to where I am.
Interesting. Like I said in the conversation that we had um, back at the end of August, um, I'm going to be using you. I have my book that's been sitting in an ebook form for months now.
Ah,
I slowly going through, rewording it, trying to update it, but it's 46 pages of print already.
okay. And remind everybody what your book is about.
My book is about customer acquisition.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's interesting going through rewording some of it, making sure it sounds right, putting graphs and charts in, which is going to make it a lot more than 46 pages, I'm feeling.
Mhm.
But right now, the ebook itself is available on Amazon Kindle for
Awesome.
only 10. Haven't sold many yet, but I haven't really made it known yet. So this is probably the first public announcement of it. I've been slacking on that a little bit.
Well, good. This is all about marketing, right? Like this is your first little thing about marketing.
Market might as well market live, right?
Yeah. In fact, on Monday, this Monday coming, I'm doing a free masterclass on how to earn a lucrative income by becoming a best-selling author from scratch. So I'm inviting you and anyone else who's listening or watching. I don't know when this is going to come out, but if this is before Monday the 21st, please would love to have you join. I'm sharing a little bit about how all that works. I think, the publishing world feels very much like it feels all like a secret, like all like the know-hows and the tricks and how things work seems to be like hidden behind some sort of curtain. And I just feel very compelled to reveal to people who are interested, like what is behind the curtain and what are the different steps and tricks and tips? Because even to get a bestseller, people are shocked when they find out there's actually a step-by-step process to do that. It's not as difficult maybe as they once thought. Although I will say this is for like Amazon bestseller. If you were thinking, oh, it's easy to get a New York Times bestseller, no, it's not easy. You have to become a New York Times bestseller. You have to sell 10,000 copies of your book in a 24-hour period. This is why you see typically a lot of celebrities who are able to do that quicker, right? Because they already have a huge base. So anyway, but yes, but you can still become a bestseller, an Amazon bestseller. There are steps to do that don't require 10,000 copies to be sold. And so it's one of the things I love to share with people. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What's
What
behind the
what
curtain?
time is that on Monday?
Say that one more time.
What time on Monday?
Oh, it's 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. It runs for an hour. I'll go ahead and put the information for it in the chat as well. So if it could end up maybe down below in the description, um, that way people can get more information. But yeah, it's in the evening, so it's after work hours.
Okay. I I'm gonna try to make it. It depends. I
Okay.
have a spotlight speaker on something at 4 o'clock,
Okay.
and that goes for an hour, and I'm actually double booked for half of that.
Okay.
So I'd be up in Exeter, New Hampshire for 4:30 to 7:30.
Oh, wow. Well, if you jump on a little bit late, I'll understand why, but certainly register. I'm sending out the recordings to those who do register, so you'll have access to that.
So if I can't make it, I'll get the recording.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah, make sure you send me the link for that.
sure. I will do that.
Text it to me if you want.
Sure.
Um, so how did you find the best way to market your book?
So the number one thing that I tell people, and this is included in the class, is that you have the marketing actually starts super early. I would say before you've even finished writing the book. The key is that you want to create excitement. You want to have people feel like they've been on this journey with you. And so I teach a technique called breadcrumbing. And that means that with the current audience that you have, for most people, they at least have a Facebook page or Instagram or something like that. So this is the people who you're already connected with, the people who already know you. And let's say, you know what? You take a picture or you ask someone in your family to take a picture of you while you're typing out, your story. Maybe you're writing, maybe you're a hand writer. Um, and you post a picture or post a video and you say, hey, I've been inspired and I'm writing my book. I'm so excited. It's about maybe you share the topic, stay tuned, there's more to come. And you just leave it like that. And then maybe a week later or 2 weeks later, it's another one. Hey, I'm still here writing. It's been fulfilling, just something about the writing process, maybe, right? But you do that maybe every week, every 2 weeks, right? Building up to, oh, okay, my manuscript is done. I now have it in the hands of the editors. Like, right? Like, I can't believe it's so exciting. Right? And then, okay. And so at this point, people are like, oh, yeah, I remember when John was writing that. Like, that was like a month ago. He was posting how he was writing about that stuff. Right. So people now feel like they're a part of your journey. They feel like they're experiencing this with you leading up to, okay, it's out of the editing. We're going to pre-launch it soon. You're going to be able to do your pre-orders. Let me know if you want a copy, or maybe, you're able to put the link to pre-order, et cetera, in the different parts of your social media. Anyway, you say all of this, but it's a slow build up, right? And it's what I call breadcrumbing. To me, that is one of the most organic ways to get the process rolling. If you are more serious about even going beyond that, you're going to start to have interviews about your book even before the book is out. It's the same thing. You're going to be reaching out to different people who have podcasts, YouTube channels, radio stations, whatever you have access to say, hey, I've got this idea. I've got this book. I'm really excited about it, what the content matter is. I think it would be great to talk about with your audience, those types of things. And so you're going to get your name out there again before the book is actually even published. And I think um, many people aren't aware of that. Like they think like, oh, it happens like after the book is published. And there's still work to be done after it's published, but there's a lot of things that lead up to the date of release of the book that are fun. They can be fun. If you're an introvert, you might be like, oh no, I don't want to. But I actually highly recommend podcasts for that reason. Because if you're an introvert, one, a podcast, technically, no one can see you. They just hear your voice. It's typically you and one other person. So it doesn't feel like you're talking to a million people, right? So you don't have to worry about that. And yet, so you have this like very intimate conversation with somebody about your work. And again, but it gets out to a larger group of people. So that's one of the keys steps for marketing is the breadcrumbing that happens leading up to the launch date.
That's why every so often I take the opportunity and throw my book into conversations, especially when I do these smart connects on Alignable.
That's really important. Yep.
So yeah, there's people out there who are aware that I am kind of in the process. But like you said, for people who are kind of on the border about doing a book, my little motivation I always keep on my keyboard.
Hmm.
Hey, you can do it.
Take
A
the
little
leap.
drawing,
I love that.
a little drawing that was done by a friend of mine. He's actually an artist. He's actually put a couple, three, maybe even four books together of all his little drawings like that.
Mm.
Which, yeah, I'm in one of them.
Well,
But
he's an excellent artist. I love the work. It's great.
that's all hand sketched,
Wow, that's wonderful.
oil painting.
Is your friend considering doing illustrations for children's books? I know a lot of people who want to write children's books, but they're looking for illustrators. They're having a really difficult time finding illustrators.
Yeah, send him my way because I have him, and I also have another guy that used to do a lot of artwork for the local newspaper.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Yes.
I got connections.
So, right, you know a guy or a gal.
That's like thanks to Alignable, I have when I contact a business and it's more that they need help with besides marketing, I have somebody to send them to, no matter what it is they're looking for.
It's a beautiful thing.
My friends here, and yeah, it's kind of
You
like
know,
being a one-stop shop for businesses.
right, exactly, exactly. It's cool to be the person who's able to connect everyone because then you become the resource, and people will come to you eventually when they do need your services, right? Even if they don't need it right now. So they know that you're reliable in that way.
Another big part of marketing is business cards. I just found out the other day, my business cards are so outdated. They have the wrong email the wrong email.
Oh, oh yeah, definitely want to update that.
So one-stop shop for businesses. It's going to be on my new business cards.
Actually, can I shout out someone? Because I recently went to a networking event that was a golfing event just for ladies. And I met some amazing women and a young woman named Eunice Torres. I have her business card right here. I was just looking at them. And the front looks like many other business cards. It's nothing that like would stand out. However, what she did on the back, and this is really tiny, so it's really hard for people to see, but I think is brilliant. So what she put on the back is questions, stuck in growth, unlock scalable solutions, workflow woes, streamline processes for efficiency. So she helps people with operations, but it's this idea of like asking questions like CEO burnout, strategic gaps. Like, so it starts to get you thinking, oh yeah, I do have some of these, or I know somebody who's dealing with these. And so now you have you're thinking of the who, and then you have her name immediately attached to it. And so I just thought this was brilliant. I think a lot of people put QR codes on the back, or they just leave the card blank, right? But she decided to use the back of her card. Yeah, this person put their QR code. So she decided to use the back of her card to kind of like get people thinking and thinking about how they can use her services as well, which I loved.
That's what I call the who, the why, and the how
Mm.
card. I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You have to copy that.
Shout out to Eunice. I'm gonna make sure that Eunice gets access to this. So that way she can see that people should reach out to her. She's excellent, actually. And I will say this, not just her card, but she herself is amazing. She has over 10 years experience being in the business world and helping with operations. She's really stellar at what she does, and people who are looking for that, or if you answered, hey, that's me to any of the questions that I asked from her card, I want to make sure that you guys are able to connect with her.
Yeah. Um, Talking about business cards, I have someone I just met a couple of weeks ago in
Hmm.
face to face, a see-through business card.
Oh, so is it plastic?
It is. It's plastic.
Wow.
It's interesting, and it has the
The
QR
QR
code. And
code. Huh. That
I'm not
is
sure.
an investment.
I'm not sure how the QR code works on clear plastic, but
I'm sure it works fine. They probably tested it before they decided to.
yeah.
So, okay, so I went to another networking event as we are talking about business cards. I went to another networking event on Tuesday. It was the Brooklyn Technology Expo, and their focus on at this expo was how AI can help with your businesses. So there were a ton of different vendors there, and one of the vendors, oh man, I now it's slipping my mind. One of the vendors was showing off a card. It was a business card, and essentially, it's. I'm assuming it's plastic. I don't think it's metal, but you take the card and you tap someone's phone, and they immediately have your contact information all on their phone, which I thought was
Oh, wow.
brilliant because, to be honest, the time that it takes for me to like take the information and then like put it in my phone and or my, your CRM if you're out there and you have a CRM, it can be a bit time consuming, but to just be able to just like tap it, I thought that was pretty brilliant. I use Blink. This is my business card. I have people just scan the QR code and then my contact information goes into their phone that way. But I like the idea of just tapping it because sometimes the QR code, you're trying to scan it, it doesn't work. So to see it happen was really cool. I was like, oh, that's amazing. And you can attach your CV, all of your contact information as well, like your website, your email, phone number, all of those things, your social media. It was great. I was like, oh, this is amazing. I now need to find that because I now just talked about something and I'm like, no, what's the name of that thing?
Everything we're talking about too all falls under one category of marketing.
That's it.
All free marketing. Um, it's just there's so many ways of marketing that people just don't realize. Um, Handing out business cards is one of the easiest, best way because when you're handing them out, you're actually talking face to face to the person. Uh, you already know where they're coming from. They already know where you're coming from. So yeah, um, a lot of people are starting to realize that paid advertising works. It does,
Mm,
especially with somebody who knows how to do it the right way.
hmm
Um, Money doesn't get wasted um, as much as just putting something out there to the general public. But like my marketing now, not only do I do social media ads, I also now have the ability to do 30-second video commercials on live stream TV. And there's a lot of marketers that haven't gotten into that yet. And I'm actually building a bunch of referral marketing links. So that's another way that people could do marketing as well. I've even heard of people doing. Actually, I haven't heard of people. I do have one, an affiliate link to market her cookbook. Um, and from what I've been hearing is it's going pretty good. And I
So,
just,
oh, tell me.
I just signed up with I just signed up and I'm watching videos now on a site that you can go in and find businesses that do affiliate marketing links that you get paid commission on. Um, so there's multiple ways of marketing. I'm still expanding and finding new ones.
I love that you actually talked about the affiliate way. Would you mind talking a little bit more with me about that? I'm very curious about this way. So I Okay, so for my clients that are working with me now, one of the things I've told them is, hey, like if you refer, a friend, colleague, whoever to work with me, now that you've worked with me, I'll give you XYZ dollars or I'll give you a percentage, right? Um, so I understand that. Like that makes sense to me, but it's very like word of mouth. I don't have like a link for it. I can't give them a link and say, oh, just click this link and right. And it may just be the type of service that I provide because it's coaching, maybe a link in that way. I just have to
Yeah,
like get my mind around it. But I'm just curious to know like what you have found out there. What are the different services that you are an affiliate for? And how have you used affiliate marketing to help market your business as well?
I haven't actually done the affiliate marketing for mine yet.
Okay.
I've got, like I said, the one with the cookbook. Um, the links, I haven't figured out the codes yet. I'm trying to find somebody to fill me in on that. Um, but everybody who signs up has to have their own personalized link.
Okay.
Links will go to the person's website.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it has part of my name at the tail end of the link, so they
Mm,
know who the link's connected
that
with.
is you. Okay.
That might actually be the only difference between the links.
Mm,
Um, I have another one that does. Actually, I have two of them that have lines of that sell lines of um, all natural products,
mm-hmm.
like some prescriptions that are not they're not prescriptions, they're over-the-counter drugs, but they're what they call green drugs. They're all natural herbs and
Okay.
things. Um, the one with the cookbook. I even have a link which is restricted to where it gets used right now. It's only used out in Florida. A link to one of the Shark Tank
Oh.
uh, billionaires. He has a affiliate link.
Ah.
He goes around businesses and he charges the business like 10,000 or $30,000 to go spend the afternoon motivating the employees of the business. Has lunch with them, or things like that, and he pays a pretty good price. Um, but he's limiting it right now to the Miami area because that's where
Ah.
he is.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
But he is going to be expanding it to other bigger cities as time goes on. So I have already signed up for his, preparing ahead
Mm.
of time. Um,
So
I'll
you
be.
signed up to attend one of the events where he will be speaking, or you signed up to have to tell him where he should speak next?
I signed up to his affiliate link, so
So
I can
you
do
will
up.
be recommending where he should speak next.
No, yeah, I would. What I'm going to be doing with it is creating an ad, putting an ad out for it, and putting that link in. So when they click the button, they'll go to his page to
Hmm.
sign up to have him come in and speak
Okay,
to the.
got it. Okay.
But it's got to be. I have to send. I have to niche it down to the Miami area,
Mm-hmm.
which I can do on the marketing. Niche it down to the location.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
people looking
really cool.
a lot of different ways to make income where you don't really have to do much.
And I know that's what many people are looking for. Like, how can they maximize their time, right? Like, that's the thing you can't get back is the time. So, how can I use the time that I do have remaining after the 9 to 5, after taking care of the kids, after taking care of the pets, after like all the things, then how can I use that time to potentially bring in another stream of income? I think most people at this point realize that relying on one income stream is not really going to work out well.
Yeah, my wife is one of them. She's just lost a big chunk of pay, uh, losing part of a delivery route.
Mm,
Right now, the belts are getting tight. Let me put it that way.
yeah, yeah. And that's why you need more than one, because especially
Yeah,
if jobs are not loyal, let's just say that. So
not a.
yeah, you can't
Which
depend on
taking a course right now of becoming a life coach as well.
it. Okay, good. That's good. And then you can
Now,
help market that.
now she's just got to come up with the system to get clients.
That's the marketing, right? She's got to market herself.
Yep. She's wants to niche into the parents that have lost little ones.
Oh,
She knows how that feels because we've lost two
oh.
for birth. So
My
we had we had a very close friend who lost a 2-year-old in a fire. So yeah, we have
oh.
that we can deal with too, or she can deal with. Not we, she. That's her part. My part's getting her word out there.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a wonderful community to serve. My parents are also in that community. This of course was years ago, but my little sister died from sudden infant death syndrome 6 months after birth. So to this day, it remains, maybe not as excruciatingly painful at the time and at the moment, but
Yeah,
it still brings a bit of pain and sadness. So yeah, that's
which
a great group of people to serve.
which again, bringing marketing into it. Had she known that there was something like that out there
Right,
when she went through not once but twice,
right.
uh, it would have been a lot better. But that's why she wants to make it known that yeah, there are opportunities like that out there because some people just don't know how to market themselves. And listening to some of these people that are taking this course online with her, because she usually does the classes in the kitchen right next door to where I am. So I
Oh,
overhear some of it. Um, some of them just some of them get clients even now before they even finish the course,
yeah,
and some of them are struggling to even find ones that they can do for nothing.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with network. I mean, you've built a large network, John, but it really is true, right? Your network is your net worth. And so some people who are just more broadly networked, I think, are able to take advantage of things or situations or relationships. And I don't mean take advantage in a way that's like manipulative, but just like, oh, wow, I have these relationships and people want to connect them to the people that they would best be serving. And that happens before they even finish the course, right? So I think that's a part of it.
and part of networking is a great resource is alignable. Uh,
Yeah.
I've I've got people that I haven't even talked to that are getting a hold of me to be a guest on my podcast.
It's amazing. Shout out to
Besides,
Alignable. Are
yeah,
you an affiliate for Alignable yet?
free maybe. But
Oh yeah, well, yeah, big shout out to Alignable for the connections that they've been making with people. I want to definitely plug them. I'll plug another community that I'm with that's another way for social connections, just for like entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, business, small business owners, things like that. It's called Be Connected. I'm not sure if you heard of them, but I just want to shout out all of the Be Connected community. I've made so many great relationships that way, and meeting just a really good group of people. Be
yeah,
Connected also serves to hold my courses and my virtual meetings. So it does a lot of other things besides just connecting people. But I love any platform that is basically trying to help entrepreneurs and other people connect with each other and create bigger networks because, to your point about marketing, the first people you're going to market to are the people in your network. So,
yeah, I just signed up with that one not too long ago. I haven't done too much in there yet.
Be Connected. Okay, so you're familiar. Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I have somebody from Alignable who I've never bumped into, never talked to, never seen. She got a hold of me to be a guest on my podcast. I have a one-on-one coming up with her next week, I believe it is.
Oh, perfect. You're making
Um,
me think I need to do more on Alignable myself. That is one platform that I haven't taken, I mean, I'm on it certainly, but I am not maximizing the amount of potential that I know you and others have described as well.
yeah, I mean, it's relatively easy to get to a 460 connections within a year. But yeah, um, Kurt, you have any questions? Just out there sitting on the side.
There you go, Sideshow Kurt, aka Special Case. So I tell
I
people
call
I'm here to brighten up your day, so let's get underway. We were talking about, affiliate marketing. Be Connected, has the affiliate marketing. Mine
Oh, they
is
do. Mhm.
beconnected.com/Kurt is my affiliate link for Be Connected. And
Awesome.
as far as networking, we have an affiliate type capability for referrals to a group called the Happy Neighborhood Project, HNP. And I put my link in the chat here on Zoom, but hmpabc.com/r/FHZRUL1W is my affiliate number. And then you always put a slash co-op there because I'm inviting people to a free membership to the Happy Co-op. And it's the happiest place in the world for business people. So our podcast engineer, Emily, Cooper, is going to make sure that that invite is in the description for Revolutionize Your Marketing and allowing all that. We got a ton of fans with the Happy Neighborhood Project of Alignable. And the other thing with, authors and in the field of content creators, so writing a book, is content creation for sure. And so we're with a company that does take care of all of that affiliate status so people can plug in, with our platform and then have the affiliate links and everything there. And the neat thing about it is, when are dominating Amazon, best-selling author, everything that you can do, Janelle, that can be positioned on our platform. And then you have people all around the world when they catch on to your book, your best-selling book, and even for how it's available on Amazon, when they catch on to that through this platform, they can just right away get in the business of referring people to your book, and based on, how it's positioned on our platform, that activity allows them to do more marketing of all the content that they might be putting on there. They may just be a learner and also liking the affiliate thing, not doing any content creation. We just were on a speed networking event with one of our affiliates that doesn't do any content creation, but he loves the affiliate program, locking into the platform for that. And that's what gets the ball rolling, is starting out with free content. So that's something that authors can consider is putting some, teaser, free content stuff, a lot of stuff that just kind of sets the stage to help people be highly informed about the topic, kind of get their mind going, kind of get that curiosity a little deeper, and then say, hey, if you want to keep going with this, boom, the book, and things like that. So I guess that was one of my questions, Janelle, is do you have that type of capacity where people are graduated from everything that you have to deliver about being a best-selling author and everything they can do with Amazon, all of your program? Do you have capacity to add in more elements for people who are with you a long time and know all the tricks of your trade and to bring in some more? Is that part of your adventure?
Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, like right now it's just kind of word of mouth. I don't have any links for it, but I tell all of my clients if it's the referral thing, like if you refer somebody to me, I'll give you $100 if they decide to become my client, that type of a thing. Um, but it's not as organized as what you just described. One of the things that I do is when and I'm sorry because I didn't think of it for today, so I will make sure that you guys get access to it. But typically, um, well, I guess today I'm talking about everything, not just my book. I'm also talking about my coaching, so that's why it didn't occur to me. But when I'm just talking about my book, I will give the hosts access to a gift for all of their listeners, and the gift is the first 3 chapters of my book. They get that for free. And to your point, if they're interested in reading more, then there's a link to go ahead and get the book. So you can continue to read the book. So that's my most organized, structured way of doing what you suggested. However, I know a lot of people who, to your point, depending on what the book content is, can create little like worksheets or like here's a checklist or things like that. One of my current clients, and she's going to publish her book probably around Thanksgiving time. It's called The Secret Sauce of Home Buying. Shout out to Jax Kreider. She is a mortgage broker or a mortgage expert, I should really call her. She does more than, well, anyway, the point is she's writing a book about this. Like, how do you buy a house, especially first-time home buyers? Like, what really is all of this about? It really seems it's another mystery box, right? And yet you're making like the biggest purchase you're ever going to make in your life, right? Is this house. And yet there seems to be a lot unknown. And so she has a lot of like financial mastery checklists and these are some questions you can ask a potential mortgage broker to see if you find the right one. Here's some questions you can ask to see if you're finding the right real estate agent when you're ready to look for the house. Like, so she has a lot of those, which are really cool. And then I have clients who are fiction. And so I think they would go more the route that I just described, which is it's a fiction book. So you don't have like a worksheet or a tool, but hey, here's the first 3 chapters of my book for free. And then, if you want more, here's the link. So that way you can go ahead and get that for yourself. So, but I love those ideas. They're super important. It's just a matter of creating them, right? The hardest part is just creating that, like that foundation. But then the minute it's in place, it kind of just works automatically and is really helpful.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to go ahead and do a screen share. I registered for the workshop on Monday, and I
Ah,
just want folks out there catching this video to see what this link is. Again, Emily, as our podcast engineer, will make sure that this link is handy on all the videos out there and her Twitter feed and all that kind of stuff. So here it is, how to earn a lucrative income. Sign up. I went through all this, a very good process. So I saved my seat. How about you? Yeah, I do want the spot. I went ahead. Look at this here. Meet your host. Look at this, all ready to go for Monday, October 21st, as was said before, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern.
mhm.
Uh, there it is. So you know you're in the right place when you see my screen on your screen. Watch out, folks. Put on your seatbelt. It's time to take off with Janelle.
You have such a great radio voice.
Oh, I do it all day long, every day, Janelle. You don't know the half of it. And I'm even curing insomnia every day. I tell people you're having trouble sleeping, give me a call. I'll put you right to sleep.
You should read one of those. They have those calm apps or things like that where you like read, they have certain people read a story. You could be one of those people who reads a story and helps people sleep.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have a character that hangs around with us. His name is Santa Papa John. So people
Mm.
know his, North Pole establishment there. He's got a summer home in Minnesota, and he's doing
Mm.
some book readings. And we got some book authors writing children's books and stuff like that.
Mm.
So we've got a lot of folks who would love to be introduced to you, Janelle, and find out what you're all doing. And yeah, and I would like to, in terms of revolutionize your marketing, to take what you're doing and everybody graduating from your classes and with your consultations doing with Amazon. We've got a lot of things to take that. And, like with your event on Monday, you know, are we able to find that on like Eventbrite or LinkedIn or Facebook event or?
It is not a Facebook event or LinkedIn. However, it is going to be a live Be Connected event. So for the Be Connected community, I'm making it live. But
Yeah, that'll be fun.
uh,
Yeah, let's stay on top of that one. That's
yeah, yeah. I did a live once on Facebook, but it's harder to connect with people. I really like even when I used to do it on Zoom, even that was better. Of course, now I'm doing it through Be Connected, but I, I just like the personal aspect of it where you can actually like interact with people. People can speak on the screen. I can put people in breakout rooms if necessary. That type of a thing is really important to me. So here's the thing, right? I told you guys I'm a professor just a couple months ago. I resigned from that. So I have a lot of adult education or a background in adult education. And I love what you guys do in that in terms of it's a conversation because one of the things that I have come to know very well is that adults learn best through conversation, through dialogue. It's that interaction that occurs is where transformation and like these aha moments typically occur. And so it's so much better when you do that on like a Zoom or a Be Connected platform than like just a Facebook, right? Like you don't really have the interaction like you can in these other platforms. So that was a conscious decision to go that route for that reason.
Yeah, yeah. I hope we can do a follow-up on your live on Be Connected. That's huge. I think more people should know about, that capacity being available. And so John, if we're able to coordinate here and during one of your shows, do a little follow-up to Janelle's visit with us today and show people how that Be Connected comes through, just a little excerpt.
Yeah.
There's so much great stuff there, and it's almost like as popular as it is, as well as they are marketing and having, I don't know what their absurd count is. They've been around for many, many years, and so they really built up quite a following around the world. So big numbers, but still, for what it is, I still feel it's too much of a best kept secret. I think it should be more
Yeah.
Facebook to your
The
point.
last number I heard is like just around 600,000. But that a switch is about to be like turned any moment now. So to your point, it feels like a best kept secret. And then we'll talk again in 2 months and there's like millions of people. So
Yep, yep, it's coming. It's coming.
it's coming, yeah.
All right. So, and the one thing I wanted to observe is, I think there's a little room in this discussion to talk about setting up what you're putting out there for referrals. So, Janelle, I saw how, in the trail, I kind of was getting caught up in your link tree and your Facebook, which is good. It's kind of like
Right.
shopping, and you're like seeing all these other products that are offered, but to connect and participate in your other social media and so forth, very good. But the reason I brought up about some of that Facebook and, Eventbrite and LinkedIn event postings is some of those formats kind of lure us in that, like I said, I know some authors, I know some people that'd be good. So right now, with where I'm at, I have to use my own techniques of reaching out to those folks. Whereas we can have that built in when you're running an event, you can provide the event to kind of make it more of, bring in folks that would like to join us, type
100%.
asking for the referral.
I couldn't agree with you more. As you're saying, I'm like, oh yeah, I've done that with Eventbrite, and next thing you know, you have people that, right, like, oh, okay, great. Like, I wouldn't even known to have marketed to you, but Eventbrite is able to spread spread word about your event to their larger community. You know who else used to have? Oh, there was this other organization that I used to also do. Meetup. I think was it Meetup?
Meetup. Oh yeah.
Oh, you remember that? Yeah, it was like all pre-COVID. Because now I'm like, oh man, I wonder what happened to Meetup after COVID.
Oh, they're still going strong. They're
Oh,
still,
good, good.
oh yeah, but these things, workshops on Meetup, that's an important strategy as well. And to that point, Meetup is really set up to say, hey, share this great workshop by Janelle with everybody, in your contact base and directly invite through there. Uh,
Yeah.
so John, well done on bringing Janelle on here. Good news about people reaching out to you saying, "Hey, John, please put me on your Revolutionize Your Market show." And and you're kind of like, "Oh, well, we'll see what we can do. Have your people call my people. We'll do business," he says.
The one I have that I have a one-on-one with, I like having the one-on-ones first, so I get to know a little bit about them first, like I did Janelle.
Mhm. We did. We
You
did.
know, we'll be keeping in contact. Um, that's fine. For paperwork here, can't find the paperwork right now. You see, Janelle, I don't think I showed you, but I do what I call rap sheets on everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I take the alignable page and print it up so I have it on file.
Yeah, that's excellent.
That way, if I forget something, it's here.
Right there. That's awesome.
She's a um, keynote speaker. She does a lot of speaking. She has. I haven't talked to her yet. I got it. There's a question I'm going to ask her. Something about. Why I wanted to look. It's on her. It, it's on her banner on Alignable. Um, the magazine. She's connected with a magazine. She's ranked number 7 on Google for um, speaking. She's got a rate of 7. Didn't even know that Google gave rates like that.
Mm,
But learn something new every day, I guess. So I
for
have a
sure.
one-on-one with her. I will be setting up a date for her to be on my podcast. Whoops, my computer just glitched. I don't know if I disappeared for you guys, but you guys all disappeared for me for a
Oh,
second. So,
well,
any
I'm just noticing the time. I actually have an appointment with a client coming up. Um, so I don't know how we normally close out.
Yeah, Janelle, if you need to hop over to client right now, feel free and we can do our wrap up. We're all set. Thanks for being with us, Janelle.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. Thank you again, John, for inviting me on or allowing me to come on after our conversation. It has really been wonderful talking with all of you. I really do appreciate you having me on, and I can't wait to come back for follow-up and more conversation.
I'll get back to you. You will be on again.
Wonderful. All right, everyone, take care.
Yep.
Thank you,
Bye,
Janelle.
Janelle. Take care.
I just want to thank Jill for coming on and for everybody else who was tuned in today. Great conversation. Again, we're here every Friday at 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern, and we'd love to have any or all of you come on as a guest. So just let us know if you are interested, and to encourage everybody to check out all of our social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and so on, and check out all of the great organizations that we're working with, like Jay Stroyan and the Disability Channel, Marcus Side of Transforming Media, Zach Clayton of the PAC Channel, Waterstone Gate, Wingate Studios, Earl Williams of the Midwest Plainsman podcast. All the great work that they're doing. But yes, and somebody have any other last comments? Otherwise, hope everybody has a safe and productive weekend to stay happy.